All right. Hey, Sony patents save states. Now, hold on a second. That's not quite what they did.
Yeah, because it sounds like the worst thing ever.
The sources, Insider Gaming and Kotaku. This month, Sony filed a patent that would allow, and this is a quote, users to track back through a campaign and select a specific moment in time without needing to replay entire chapters or the whole game. The patent, titled Content Streaming with Gameplay Launch, shows that gameplay, this is all quote, that gameplay sequences would be split up into sub-chapters complete with trigger points that players can select from.
How is this different?
It's different because rather than using predetermined chapter breaks, it appears the game data will be used to bookmark specific interest points like a boss fight or an achievement.
This just sounds like quick saves. What? Like if you have a game that quick saves when you like go through doors, fight bosses, and in this case also get achievements, which I've heard of all of them except for get achievements, but I'm sure some game has that, because why not? I don't know. Then is this not the same thing? You just keep all of them instead of them overwriting themselves.
I was kind of hoping
there'd be something there.
Yeah, you game more than me, but I was kind of hoping that maybe you would have some kind of light to shut, because when I heard this, basically all I heard was Sony patented save states. So that headline is from me.
Yeah.
That was when I think I actually sent this to the news team last week, because this is a last week topic. I just thought it was wildly funny that A, Sony would think to patent this, and B, that anyone would think it makes any sense to grant a patent around a method of saving your game.
Was this actually granted? Like they have this patent?
Oh, no, filed. Sorry.
Yeah, because
to imagine that anyone would grant a patent for this.
There's no way, because it's not like when you were first describing it, I was like, oh, wow. So they mean you can effectively, like, in racing games where you can rewind?
Like a rewind.
I was like, they mean you could rewind the whole game? I was like, that's actually kind of crazy. And then it's just like, no. It just quick saves, and we just keep the quick saves instead of overwriting the quick saves.
The Insider Gaming article about this is kind of positive about it.
What?
Says, this will be a huge win for content creators, for example. Do you want to make a video showcasing how to defeat a particular boss? Well, with this new feature, you can jump straight to that fight, he's so upset, without needing to tailor a save around it or play the game up to that point, which might be several hours at least.
Are you drunk? Like, have you ever played a video game before? What are you talking about? Was this written by AI?
Now, there are some cool things about it. These trigger points, these like save points, will be offered to the player while they stream media, watching back through gameplay, which they'll be able to select at will. So I think if there is some room for innovation here, like a better save point browser, like that's something that many games do a terrible job of, whether it's auto saves that are only one. So if you didn't manually save for a while, right? And you've only got one autosave, if you go through a door in a dire situation with 1 HP and there's an enemy there, you basically effectively create a non-progression bug.
Broken,
yeah, right. Like there's oh man, the fact that not every game has a screenshot of what that save is, that blows my mind.
The screenshots are very useful.
So if Sony is creating a system-wide system for this so that every game on PlayStation just automatically allows you to pick up anywhere that you leave off, and really, really easy browsing of these points where you can, use their hyper-fast SSD or whatever to load up, like a
Still none
metadata
of that
version
sounds
of
patentable.
rendering through the gameplay. Okay, I'm not saying I think any of this is patentable. I'm
It'd
just
be
saying
good,
there's a
sure.
lot of room for innovation here, and a patent is not the way to push that forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
There's even games that allow infinite save files.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's
a
lots.
bunch of them. Yeah.
Lots. So effectively, what it sounds like Sony is kind of trying to patent is a better way of browsing them.
Is it? Where do they even talk about that?
That's my interpretation.
But they don't even talk about browsing them at all.
That's my interpretation. No, they do. They talk about browsing. Like, you could be watching through your gameplay
Track back through a
and just be like,
campaign.
oh yeah, that point, I want to play from there, and just go. So that's kind of cool.
Where do they say that?
Again,
no,
I don't
They
think
talk
that's
about
patentable.
trigger points.
Yeah, trigger points.
Trigger points that you get to select from, not watch through your gameplay.
Will be offered to the player while they stream media, watching back through gameplay, which they'll be able to select at will.
So it records all your gameplay.
Yeah, well, I think it would be more of like a recording the metadata of your gameplay.
Yeah. So it can, yeah.
Kind of like the rewind feature in
Yeah.
a racing game. But again, that exists.
Yeah.
It's called the rewind feature in a racing game.
Yeah.
So I really think they're going to have a hard time getting a patent granted for this. But hey, if at least this starts the conversation around, it would be pretty nice
If
if
saving was better.
if
in
saving
modern
was
year.
better and loading was better.
Yeah.
Then hey, maybe that's a W.
Well, if loading was better?
Yeah, like browsing and loading the correct
Browsing and
save.
loading,
I mean, the number of times that I've loaded the wrong save, which, I mean, depending on the game, can actually be a substantial time sink. It's like, oh no, it wasn't that one. Okay, hold on, maybe it was this one on that level. I was trying.
Some
you're
games
trying
you
to find
can't
something,
even
right?
load from inside the game, so you have to
Exactly.
exit to main menu and then search again.
It's just ridiculous.
Pretty annoying.